heart disease. The lie that has actually come out of this conversation, including strokes, we've talked about stroke before, is that heart disease is a problem of the heart. Wacha nikunywe maji kwanza. The biggest mistake that you people have actually been sold, and you've actually believed it, is that when you talk about heart disease, we're actually talking about the heart. That the heart is the problem. Yeah? Can I shock you? That heart disease is actually a problem of blood vessels. So as you think, oh, okay, so he has a swollen heart. What happened to the heart? Oh, so he had a heart attack. So the heart was dying. The heart had a problem. So he had a heart failure. So it's the heart. It's the heart. All your attention has been taken to the heart, and you've forgotten the real case, which is the blood vessels. So all heart conditions, except the one that involves conduction, the arrhythmias, because that is nerve problems, is a vascular problem. You started from the vessels, and then the heart is a symptom of vascular disease. So we are focusing on the symptom. Anytime you're doing a surgery for the heart and removing the heart, giving you a new heart, anytime you're giving medications to improve heart function, pumping and all that, the digoxins, anytime you're giving drugs for hypertension to actually help the heart survive, anytime you're giving the cardiotonic agents to actually help the muscles of the heart to contract and pump blood effectively, you are focusing on the symptom. Doctor is in the building. You can disapprove that. You are focusing on the symptom of problems that are actually coming in from the blood vessels. So let's break it down even easier. There's something called ischemic heart disease. Ischemic heart disease. Ischemic heart disease. The word ischemia, I've talked about this multiple times. It can be ischemia or ischemia, depending on if you went to a group of schools or Remogoya primary like me. So ischemia basically means there's reduced blood flow towards a tissue or an organ. And you know, blood is the medium or the vehicle that carries all the nutrition, oxygen, even carbon dioxide, and is the one that actually carries immune cells towards a tissue or an organ. And the reason why we are feeding these things there is to make sure that those organs survive, whether it's the heart, the brain, even the leg. We are making sure that these organs survive by giving them what they need to repair, rebuild, and grow. That is nutrition, food, and minerals. That is oxygen. That is carbon dioxide. Most people ask, but carbon dioxide is carried from the organs back to the lungs for exhalation. Understand this, that you cannot send enough oxygen into the tissues or into the cells without carbon dioxide. Oh, you need carbon dioxide there so that you can actually send oxygen into the tissues and the cells generally. So CO2 is very important. That's why you have a balance. It's not like when you exhale every CO2 in your system. No. Carbon dioxide is also used to balance the acidic pH in the blood. Alright? Because when it gets into the blood, it forms a weak carbonic acid. That is how we start balancing the pH. So without carbon dioxide, you will not have that pH in blood. So it is very important. Alright? So now you know. So when we are blocking all this supply of nutrition, oxygen, immune cells towards the heart muscles, what do we expect? These heart muscles needs that nutrition or that supplementation to function properly. So if you deny it oxygen, you deny it glucose, you deny it even ketone bodies, you deny it immune cells, this tissue here will start dying because there's no supply of all these things that are supposed to help it survive. Now it starts to die. And when it starts to die, of course, the heart starts to struggle. So when you hear the word ischemic heart disease, it means there is limited oxygen or blood flow towards the heart muscles, and then those heart muscles starts to die. That's what we call ischemic heart disease. That's the mother of all these issues with the heart. And here is where we find the coronary heart disease. Realize that the veins or the arteries that supply the heart muscles are called the coronary arteries. So when you have any blockage in these coronary arteries, you expect limited blood flow towards the heart muscles. That is where we start getting the heart problems from. And the point for this live will be, you must get out of this live understanding what actually caused the blockage of these coronary arteries. Right? So if you have a relative who has suffered heart attack or a heart disease and they survived, lucky, we are here to fix that. There are those who actually passed on from that, like my client. Alright? So unfortunate, but we move so that we actually correct where we had gone wrong. You see that? Good. So then another lie that has been sold to you. First lie is that the heart is the problem. No, the heart is not the problem. The blood vessels that supply the heart are the problem. And for you to get it even clear, your body is designed to heal on its own. Hello? Your body is designed to heal on its own. It has all those mechanisms. That's why it's so difficult for you to get a heart attack or a stroke. Realize you block one artery that supplies the heart muscle, the coronary artery. This heart will simply generate other small blood vessels to bypass that blockage. Same to the stroke. So by the time you're getting a stroke, you've actually worked so hard. And then guess what we'll tell you? We will tell you, oh, it's in genetics. No, it's not in genetics. Genes needs to be turned on, and genes can be turned off. So strokes are not in your genes. No. Your genes are turned on by what you people are actually eating. Good. So another lie we've been sold is that cholesterol is the reason why we have heart attacks. That heart attacks are coming in because of fat deposits in the blood vessels. And then they go ahead and label that name atherosclerosis. Now, I want all of us to simply go to Google and don't go and define atherosclerosis. Just go there and say complications of diabetes. I want you to see the lie in the system. Complications of diabetes. The major complication of diabetes is the heart disease and strokes. Why? Because of a complication that is called atherosclerosis. It is a sugar problem, not a fat problem, not a cholesterol problem. And now you're told, because this cholesterol of yours is going to cause you a heart attack, that's how they sell you the fear. You must take a statin to actually reduce the cholesterol in the system. The question is, why do I have high cholesterol in the system? Why do I have to reduce the cholesterol in the system instead of asking why this cholesterol is actually excess in my system? We are so quick to take medications, but we are not so quick to find solutions to problems. If cholesterol is the problem, the high cholesterol in the system is the problem, and now our statin is going to reduce that cholesterol in the system, where was it coming from? Why was it coming in so much? Hello? Ask Daktari. Yes, I'm going to take this statin. That's a very brilliant idea, so that I can reduce the cholesterol in my system. But Daktari, tell me, where is it coming from? And why is it coming in so much? Why? Let them tell you, oh, it's because you're eating a lot of fat. Most of you have never eaten fatty meats. Most of you have started using ghee and tallow the other day. Most of you have been using all these seed oils all through, but you have a heart attack. Where did it come from? None of you has eaten 8 eggs ever since they were born. None of you. And even up to now, I tell people to eat 8 eggs a day. They are so shocked. See, I'll grow big. But you are already big without eating 8 eggs. How did you get there? How? But your mother suffered a heart attack. Your mother suffered strokes, multiple strokes. And they tell you so well. You know what? If you have one stroke, even if it's a TIA, transient ischemic attack, which is a mini stroke, even if you have a mini stroke, know that the second occurrence of a stroke will be very high. But they don't tell you you'll get a second episode of a stroke if you're still doing the same things that you did before you got the first stroke. So they will tell you that to sell you the fear. They'll put you on all this medication to prevent you from getting a stroke, and then they will still leave you to eat the same food that you ate that actually caused you the mini stroke. Are they making sense? And you who is seated there listening, are you getting the sense? Are you getting the sense? Oh, that's why knowledge is power. And knowledge will actually give you options and freedom to actually choose the better options. Sometimes before you criticize anything, go and read about it. You ask yourself, how did you get obese when you've not been eating fatty meat? Now when I tell you to eat fatty meat, you tell me, oh, unajua daktari, hii nyama ya mafuta inanifanya ninone. I'm like, nyama ya mafuta? Umekula nyama ya mafuta for how long? How much do you weigh? Oh, you laugh. Because when I ask you directly, daktari, wacha tu, hiyo wacha. But you have to say it because we are trying to diagnose something. Tell me, oh, I weigh 97 kgs. I don't remember the last time I was below 100 kgs. This is in our family. Our family, we are big people. We are big bodied. I'm like, okay, so Miss Chubby. Oh, Mr. Chubby. Keep going. It's in the genes. But then when we scrutinize the genes, we are like, are these genes responding to what you've been eating? Now you're like, yeah, okay, by the way, Daktari, I got obese without eating fatty meats. I've been eating lean meat all through. 2 pieces of lean meat, 2 eggs in a week. If I eat 2 eggs today until next week. And how did you get obese? Now you start seeing the sense, right? Now you start seeing the sense. That's why we are here. And it will be hard on you until you see the sense. Because we don't want you to get to a level where you have a heart attack and now you want to reverse the heart attack. You already have it. You're going the medication direction. So our role is to make sure we prevent you from getting there. So as you argue, sometimes just do it chini ya maji, so that I don't know you're doing it. Come on my comment section, argue, but as you do it, go and buy some ghee. It will be good for you, because sometimes it's ego. I used to do that in the comment section of other people that I thought they knew better than I did. So that insecurity in me, actually, it was so bad that I would come after anybody who is trying to preach health information that was contrary to what I had studied in the syllabus. Go and come hard on them, and I wanted to prove a point. And then, of course, on my comment, you will see a lot of people who we resonate. We are in the same group. A lot of medics who feel attacked by that comment, they will come and support my comment. I'm like, I feel good about it. And then the next time, problems again. I still have the same anger. So fix the anger and focus on what is important. Good. So that is it. So fat deposits are blamed. And I've told you multiple times that cholesterol has to stop. You have to stop blaming cholesterol. It is your friend, just like salt. They are all your friends. Whatever you're eating is very minimal amount of cholesterol in your bloodstream. And please, most of us confuse cholesterol with something called triglycerides. You see on the cholesterol test, you will see LDL, HDL, total cholesterol, and then triglycerides. And I've explained this. Triglycerides are not cholesterol. Triglycerides are fats that come from the sugar that is called fructose, the fruit sugar, the honey sugar, the sugarcane sugar, the processed food sugar that makes you addicted to the processed foods. It's called fructose. Triglycerides are coming from this, and triglycerides are the reason why you end up having a fatty liver or fat accumulating around your organs, including the heart, including the abdomen. All right? So that is the problem. The triglycerides is the problem. And the body is designed so perfect. Look at it this way. The reason why I'm telling you that heart disease is because of the blood vessels. You see, we have a blood vessel, right? And this blood vessel has a thin layer of cells on this. There's a thin layer of lining of cells here called the endothelial cells. Endothelial cells. Those cells are very intentional. They were placed there for a reason, right? They were placed here for a reason. And the reason is this. One, they produce an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase. The word lipase is what you should actually capture here. Lipase means lipids and then S, A-S-E. Any word that ends with the word A-S-E is an enzyme. Glucosidase, S-A-S-E, that is an enzyme. Then lipase, lip is lipids. So lipase is an enzyme that hydrolyzes fats, aka lipids. So these cells here, the endothelial cells, they simply tap any triglycerides in the blood, they hydrolyze it so that it crosses the blood vessel wall and is sent into the fat cells for storage. Very important. Why? Because these endothelial cells here are the ones that actually remove fat from your bloodstream. Hello? The body was designed to heal on its own, not a statin. The endothelial cells. Number two, these endothelial cells, they ensure that blood flows through the blood vessel smoothly without any interruption. Right? And this integrity of these endothelial cells is maintained by saturated fats. So the more you use the tallow, the more you use the ghee, the more you eat the fatty meat, the more you eat the eggs, you are maintaining the integrity of these cells here called the endothelial cells. If any case, if there is any inflammation happening on the blood vessel wall, any inflammation, whatever comes to fix this inflammation is the cholesterol that you people hate so much. So any corrosion that is being caused on these cells here is fixed by cholesterol. That's how we end up blaming cholesterol for heart attack. Because when we're coming to form cholesterol here, a layer of cholesterol, you're like forming a bandage in your blood vessel. That bandage can actually narrow the blood vessel, right? But the bandage is not the problem. If you see somebody putting on a bandage on their leg, do you blame the bandage or there's something the bandage is actually trying to cover so that it starts the healing process? The bandage is covering the wound. What caused the wound is the fire. So how can you blame the bandage for the wound?